It's been a minute, and Scavenger's Reign appears to have a slow and steady growing audience through word of mouth. But still no official word on if there will be a season 2 of the show. Did you do what I asked? Did you watch the show? Tell your friends? Share on social media? Because if you didn't, then it's all your fault if the show doesn't get renewed. Just kidding. Or am I? So while we wait in interstellar limbo like Chris hanging out with Levi's little plant buddy for news, let's speculate on what 5 things we could expect in Season 2. And if you haven't seen Scavenger's Reign yet, definitely don't watch this video first. Go watch the show, then watch this for a final recap. So, spoilers ahead, Space Cowboys. And a special note, I'm not even going to touch on what kind of xenobiology the creators could grace us with in a potential second season, because, look, they did an amazing job on the design work, and it's clearly their strong suit. No notes. You win all the creativity. Good job. Instead, I'll focus more on narrative story beats for our characters, their journeys, and possible setup and dangling threads from Season 1. So let's get started. Number 5. Cayman sees the light. After Levi gave Hollow and Cayman their comeuppance and went their separate ways, we see Cayman in a silent, possibly grieving state, but showing a newfound care and tenderness we haven't quite seen from him before. I'll likely do a whole video just on Cayman's arc and the philosophy of the show, but I'll just say that Cayman seems to be heavily affected by the vision the Soul Flower and Levi possibly inadvertently showed him. I think we'll see him try to make peace with his new home with the other survivors. Narratively, it would make sense that his role in the Demeter's demise would become public, and we may have another yet-to-be-introduced survivor fill out the Sam role and antagonize Cayman. But Cayman, being in an enlightened stance, wouldn't be too bothered by it. Other than that, he will likely face more challenges as Number 4, the return of Hollow. This could go either way. Either we never see Hollow again, my favorite chunky boy, or, like any addict on withdrawal, be jonesing for some sweet, sweet Cayman action.
Get in my belly!
Personally, I'd be down for Hollow's return, but in a C or D storyline that concludes rather quickly. Cayman rejecting Hollow again after being tempted would be interesting and test his possible newfound resolve. Him falling into Hollow and the two of them being the big bad again would be retread and not as interesting. Number 3. New Demeter survivors will take center stage. After the remaining survivors of the Demeter got woken from hypersleep, the creators deliberately let their faces and identities be a bit vague, save for Ozzy's lady pal, so that in potential future seasons they could better craft and make new characters from the clay. I'd expect survivors to challenge Ursula's leadership. Some antsy former colonists eager to leave while she, Cayman, and Levi work to harmonize and integrate with nature better. Infighting and the horror against Levi's sentience would be interesting as well. You think everyone is going to be okay with their dishwashers suddenly gaining sentience and recreating? Nope. And my money is on Barry dying in the first couple episodes of next season. Quote me. Speaking of, a good number of you have stuck around and want to keep the conversation going, and I think that's rad. We are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, so thank you for supporting this channel. I'll be uploading more analysis on Scavenger's Reign, as well as a few other shows I've been eyeing. So if you like this content, consider subscribing. Help a chicken horse out. And then on to number 2. Levi's sentience gets complicated. There's an interesting connection and thread that can be made between Levi and Cayman after they shared the vision of creation in the finale of Season 1. Levi clearly has an invested personal connection with Ozzy, but we saw she could care less for Ursula, and maybe even had some malice toward Cayman. And I think it's safe to say we could see that disinterest extend to the rest of the humans marooned on Vesta. She has an enlightened purpose, she's raising offspring, she sees the threads of how the ecosystem and life operates as she fully gets to experience it for the first time herself. Cayman sharing in that vision means he has kind of a kinship with Levi, but also likely a disinterest in terrestrial human concerns. What do you think? Will their newfound enlightenment aid the survivors, or will these two see the survivors as a small part of a larger whole and stop operating with their best interests at heart? Most importantly, all of this will rifle back up into number 1, Space Cultists Come Home. My favorite little bit at the end of Season 1 has to be the Space Cultists finding Chris marooned in the shuttle she stole from the Demeter, and the realization that there's a mini Levi stowaway. This could tread a little too closely to Raised by Wolves, with space zealots trying to colonize, but hopefully more interesting, as I'd expect the cultists to trace back her route, find Vesta and their new god, Levi. This being a foil to the Demeter survivors trying to acclimate to Vesta, finding colonists trying to impose a dogma and will upon those who may want to stay and those who might want to go. And then Levi just not giving a f***. But what do you think? What would you like to see happen in a possible Season 2? Or are you satisfied with it being a one and done type thing? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. There's always a chance that a second season could happen. Harley Quinn on Max just got picked up not too long ago, but the news came a good 2 months after the show's latest season ended. If they do pick it up, I hope they give them a larger budget for more consistent fluid animation. I'd be fine with fewer episodes if it meant that we get persistently high quality visuals. Fingers crossed. Like and subscribe. Okay, thanks, bye.